Call to order the meeting of the Historic Preservation Commission for November 19th, 2025. Take roll call.
John Fuller.
Dana Gayfeller.
Pizza.
We will review and approve the meetings from the October 15th, 2025 meeting.
I make a motion to approve it. I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Okay, so we need to review and approve a sign permit for the serving cafe.
Yes.
We located on their property. No, it's kind of weird.
Where the
It
X
just
is,
what's that?
where the X is there.
No. Yes, sorry, yes. Sorry, I thought.
Bushes and flowers are there.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That is their sign design. Meets specs, but I have questions on what illumination means. Just for you guys, like, is the actual sign lit or are they having lights like at the bottom? That shine on the sign, which that is allowed.
That's fine.
Or like one up on top, maybe, that hangs. I would guess that that's what she's doing. I can't imagine that the whole sign would be illuminated, just going with her aesthetic and the lights that she already has outside.
I must say, I like the idea of solar lighting.
Yeah.
Is this the logo she's been using?
Yeah,
Okay.
so the 47 to 48, that's tall or that's wide? Tall?
Must be high.
Tiny.
Or the
Height,
eight.
okay.
What do you like?
Anybody have questions, concerns?
Well, it meets the criteria. I don't see any particular problem with the sign. It is reasonable looking as far as I'm concerned. If there is a question about how the lighting is, we could approve it conditioned upon the lighting being of an appropriate type.
Okay.
Now, would they have to drill underground there to get the electricity out that far?
Not if you're using solar.
Yeah, no,
lighting.
she's doing the solar, yeah.
Well, I'll put a motion out to approve. Condition upon making certain that the lighting is of an appropriate type. Facing upwards.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? All right. Next order of business is the U of I student team is going to provide an update on their progress. I'm assuming that's you guys.
Now comes the enjoyable part.
Yes.
Hello, everyone. Will I be coming up to the podium? Oh, cool. Okay. Wow.
You can lean on it for support.
Okay, perfect. Hello, everyone. My name is Will Harder. I'm a second year student with the University of Iowa School of Planning and Public Affairs. These are my group mates, Seth and Thea. So we've been working on our capstone project, which is called Leveraging Historic Assets for West Branch, Iowa. So the purpose of our project is to utilize the rich historic assets of West Branch to provide sort of the boost to tourism, downtown revenue, and kind of overall economic development. And so one of our ideas as deliverable has been finalizing CLG or certified local government status for West Branch. I know all of you have at least a bit of familiarity with the program. So I just want to come in here and kind of touch base, provide a bit of a refresher on the process and kind of inform you all of the final steps towards completing the process, because city as a whole is pretty much like 95% of the way there towards being able to complete it. And so we've been working on trying to share the video of our first semester presentation, just to give you guys like a better idea of how the project has been going as a whole. So we'll try and have that like a link to be shared with you at some point this week. Meant to do that for the video, ran some problems sending video attachments over Outlook. So yeah, we'll have that squared away by the end of the week, hopefully. And so a bit more about certified local governments. Again, sorry, I know you all are probably fairly familiar with this, but just a refresher. So the state of Iowa has about 90 certified local governments, and as you may be aware, these CLGs benefit from having access to state historic preservation office grants. So one of these, for example, is the Historic Research Development Program grant, which to name a few things, it could be incredibly valuable for rehabilitating various historic buildings, can fund inventory taking opportunities, it can fund surveys. You can use it to nominate buildings or assist in the process of nominating buildings to the National Register. There's various other grants that can fund work on additional signage or education, archival work. Another idea of things that could be used with funding is, for example, if you want to improve integration between like the Hoover site and the downtown area, you could use that funding to turn the Heritage Square like gazebo. You could use that as like an informational kiosk to provide more like educational opportunities and kind of help advertise for or market for businesses on West Branch. Also kind of just generally makes it easier for like cities that our CLGs often have like just a much easier time being able to deliberate and tackle historic preservation issue due to the more readily available funding. And so the process of how to become a CLG, again, most of this has already been completed here, but the process includes setting up a historic preservation program / plan. The local government also having a committee that meets regularly. The local government then applies to be a certified local government. The application is reviewed by the State Historic Preservation Office, then a formal agreement is reached between the State Historic Preservation Office and the town of West Branch. And then after that, there's a final review process with the National Park Service. So it's a decent bit of red tape, but the actual like, in terms of like the back and forth, but the actual amount of work that goes into it, it's again, really not that significant. Maintaining the status provides a little bit of regular work. So of course, you need to have a historic preservation committee that meets at least 3 times a year. I know you guys do that. Complying with Iowa's open meeting law. Again, where you guys are already completing that. And then there's the aspect of participating in state sponsored or approved annual training. I can get into that a little bit shortly and give you more information about what those trainings are. There needs to be a demonstrated level of preservation activity, which I think you guys again have also demonstrated just by reading off of kind of some of your meeting agendas recently. And then once the status is achieved, you have to provide an annual report where you document training, meeting and preservation activities. So again, it's almost less about the actual documentation of all the work you do that goes beyond kind of just having the historic preservation meetings, but also like educational opportunities, like something as simple as adding like a new page to the website where you update people on recent not even like recent preservation activities, but like the available trainings and documents that are available on the State Historic Preservation Office website. So then you have to provide an annual report that documents these things. Unfortunately, the link on the state website for that report is currently broken, so I was unable to see exactly like what it looks like, but I don't believe it's particularly long. I think it's only like a page. So yeah, in short, West Branch is almost there. There just needs to be an increase in the documentation of preservation activities because we know you have like. I mean, at least I know from meeting with Adam that you guys have the capacity and are able to tackle preservation issues. It's just that the State Historic Preservation Office needs to see like it documented in a specific manner. And so I've been meeting with Allison, whose email I've attached, the second one on there under my own. She's from the State Historic Preservation Office. I've had a couple meetings with her and email back and forth. So specific recommendations she gave to West Branch. And this is, some of these are from recent meetings, some of these are comments that she left on the historic preservation plan, which I believe was sent like a year ago. So some of these things, like, was that committee needs to demonstrate more frequent capacity for tackling historic preservation issues and have more overall activity. You guys have done that since the meetings have come out, so that's been handled. There was one particular issue with allowing for a certain amount of time to deliberate historic preservation issues. Again, going through like agendas and what you guys have done, you've since been doing that. And then kind of new things are including the educational component to ensure citizens, property owners and local government about this process. And documenting this process. That's kind of what I talked about with like, something like adding a new page to the website. And then the biggest thing was committee taking part in more training activities. So this is sort of the main thing I kind of wanted to get into today. Is talk about trainings that are offered by the State Historic Preservation Office and the National Alliance of Preservation Commissions, which is a nonprofit that kind of deals with historic preservation issues in local governments. And so the main one that Allison mentioned, which I'm gonna, Adam, if you could pull up that
Yeah.
video, thank you. So yeah, the camp training, which is like the big one, it's the most comprehensive one. The city would have to pay a one-time fee of $75 and like anyone in West Branch would have access to these trainings once this is complete. So yeah, cost $75 for a one-time fee and then everyone can use it have full access. Adam, you played the video.
Will do.
Thank you. Yeah, so that's a bit about the camp program from the National Alliance of Preservation Commissions. Again, I know you guys have already like you guys are very experienced doing this and like you understand you 100% have the from what I've seen, have the capacity to deal with historic preservation issues, but the State Historic Preservation Office, they this is like one of the things that they are, for whatever reason, very stingy about is seeing that historic preservation commissions are doing these trainings. Um, it just I guess provides them with it provides the state with the sort of peace of mind that these commissions are trained and able to tackle these issues. So yeah, the camp thing is the most comprehensive, even doing just a few of them. And again, the one-time fee, you have access to all of them and they offer a ton. I think there was 15 different ones and they add more limited time ones every few months, I believe. So yeah, just doing a few of these and documentation of that you did these camps would probably be enough to be the final hurdle to go and get the CLG status. And then just a few other trainings that could supplement that were recommended by Allison. There's a webinar series on the NAPC website, which I have the that link down there also. Webinars are also free. You don't have to do the $75 fee to do those. Those are always there. Some examples of those are if your town has a lot of architecture from let's say one specific period of time, they have webinars regarding the guidelines for that specific timeline and what that usually falls under. That's one example of those. And then there's also in-person summits that the NAPC is involved with. The most significant one that, and this is not for a while, but the most significant one that was recommended to me by Allison was the Preserve Iowa Summit on June 2nd and 3rd, which is in Ankeny. And so there's also the State Historic Preservation Office, which they have trainings, informational materials that are free on their website. I don't have that one linked, but if you just Google Iowa State Historic Preservation, I'm sure it's a website that a lot of you have seen before and are familiar with, but that includes they have things like archaeological information, National Register of Historic Places inventory. They have briefs from different cities and case studies about kind of issues that they've had to deal with, things like that. Yeah, so lastly, for even more hands-on training, Allison told me that she would be, I attached her email up there as a second one. She said she'd be willing to meet with individual members of the committee, or she'd be willing to Zoom in to one of these meetings to answer any other questions. I know this is kind of weird that I'm a college student and I'm playing telephone with her basically for this. But yeah, that is sort of an option that she gave us. So yeah, all in all, I hope that you found some of this information novel and important. And yeah, I have those links there. First one's my email and Allison's email, and then the National Alliance of Preservation Committees is on there too. So yeah, if you have any questions, I may not be able to answer all of them, but I can certainly try my best. Yeah.
Now this camp and that, do they come to you or do you do this on?
Either. They have multiple options you can do. So there are different cities that host them. You can sign up to host your own if you really want to. And I think that I'm not positive there's an opportunity to join online, but I would think that there maybe is. But yeah, there's you don't have to be like a CLG or anything to host a camp even. You can if there's any neighboring town, you can go to theirs. And yeah, there's more information on applying to host and potentially joining online. I'm not entirely sure. I'd have to double check on that.
So what's the requirement again for the trainings? For the group?
To really get access to them?
No, is there a specific they have to have so many credits
in this
year or?
Yeah, so she didn't give me a specific number. I think just that's something I'd have to double check with her again. But yeah, she didn't give me a specific number on how many trainings, but she just said that the camp one was the most recommended and most comprehensive one. But I think you could maybe even get it done without doing the camp ones, if you, held like sessions, where you go over the state historic preservation ones or the webinars, I think, even that would be helpful. I can't like say for certain that that would definitively be enough to put that on the, preservation plan and submit the application with those. But, yeah, the camp ones were the ones that she like really double star highlighted, was like these are the most important. Okay, well, if no one has any more questions, thank you all so much
Well,
for,
I've a
Oh,
few
sorry.
questions.
perfect.
Did you run into anything about the budget for historic preservation in Iowa?
Like the
In
state,
terms of either the dollar amount or the average grant?
so I believe the total amount of grant funding that the state gave out last year to just certified local governments, so just the 90 certified local governments, was just under $100,000. So I think that means, I mean, I don't know if all of them are like applying on a regular basis, but I guess that would average out to, like just
Not very
over,
much.
yeah, not a ton, just over $1,000.
But
I'm not positive.
what was, I don't suppose every one of the 90 got a grant.
Yeah, exactly.
So what was the average grant?
I don't know. The only number I saw was the, just under 100,000 for the whole state.
They're putting money there.
In your review of the current historic preservation plan, did you see any additions or improvements or changes in it that would be desirable?
Yeah, so I can go over, I have a picture of some of my notes from when we met with Allison. So, the really, I guess the overall point with those is that those could really be knocked out. It was all very small things that could be knocked out, and like if she came to like over Zoom to one of these meetings, you could have them all sorted out like in 30, and not even 30 minutes with the meeting. There was very few like actual issues of historic preservation. There was one where there was a section that said that there was like a signage issue, and I think the plan said that there would be 10 days for the committee to deliberate on the signage issue. I think she said that that was like kind of questionable, that most of the time, cities would be giving themselves more time to deliberate on something like that. But, it was really all small things like that. And then there was one issue of like designating, what is a historic preservation district versus a, like, or historic district versus preservation district was like another distinction that was made on the historic preservation plan. And I think she had a problem with, there being like overlap with them, but I don't think those actually have to be like designated as different things on the historic preservation plan. It can just all be, under the historic preservation district. Again, she is way better to ask about these things than me, but it was all like, it was really nothing that couldn't be like, that would take significant work to fix. It was all like just minor things with wording really for the most part on the actual plan.
So are you going to be suggesting that minor changes in wording that are desirable?
I don't have those on me right now. That's,
No, I
So
mean,
not-
are you going to be
yeah.
at the end?
yeah, that is part of
telling
the,
us
that's
what
part of
we
the
should
plan.
do? Okay. And we do have a revised ordinance, I think, since the time that plan was
Correct.
put out, so Adam would have access to that.
Correct, so. Yeah, let me know what you need, Will. I'm the one that's got all of our historic preservation.
Got it.
Stuff, so.
Perfect. Yeah, those would probably be about, for us, December to winter break towards things in terms of, when we get going on that, but, yeah, that's honestly really great to hear, because, yeah, I am very excited about this opportunity as a whole, just because I think, yeah, I mean, we're so close, to getting it, and I think it would be like a really cool opportunity.
I recall there was a requirement that cities put in some amount of time or money into historic preservation activities. Did you discuss that?
I've not came across that yet, no, but that's, when I get back to checking with Allison, which will be probably after Thanksgiving break, then I can take another look at that.
That is my recollection of that.
there's a
Right.
certain number of hours, I think, required of me, and then there would be. Certain dollar amount, we have put that in the budget, whatever it wasn't a huge number. We put it in the budget last year, so we at least have a line item for,
I think it was $500.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they want something, I think there has to be a way to, I guess, when you're talking with Allison, is to work out what really. Number of hours are, cause for some reason I'm thinking it's 20 hours a week, which is impossible for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
So just kind of like what is realistic for a
Mhm.
small town?
Yeah, perfect. I could definitely, yeah, check up with her on that.
And can that be split? Does it all have to be done by you, or can it be designated to other people
It can
too?
be designated.
Yeah.
But I still think there still has to be a liaison person,
Well,
yeah.
Yeah, from my meeting with her, it seemed like in that regard, you had, what was on the plan in that regards. Wasn't like, there wasn't any comments from her that I saw that said that like, that wasn't sufficient, like, I don't think, I think in terms of like the overall like. Amount of, I don't think like time, on her end seemed like it was an issue when I met with her.
And I could be remembered wrong, but for some reason I remember it being high, and it may even be. 20% of your job must be dedicated to it, and it was just a number that's. I'm not
Mhm.
going to meet, I may fill in for that position, but.
Yeah,
Just see how it is, how. How reasonable she really expects that to be.
yeah, and I think, I think one other aspect was that, and I think that, I don't know if this was flagged either, but, there has to be one member of the commission who, I think their role is supposed to be the documenter of CLG status. Just in terms of like writing down whatever, these trainings or, which, I mean, obviously writing down what happened at these meetings already does happens. It's really the training documentation, was just the main takeaway was the training documentation was the thing that she wanted.
One more question.
Yeah,
Do you think that your vital project report is going to have anything in it about directions for the city and its commission? New things that the city might be doing? Anything along the lines of what is important to make sure that the historic nature of the city continues?
yeah, I definitely think that will be, that we include, in our project, and even like included in, there's also we have the comprehensive plan team. From the university working on it too, I think they believe and have, components of their project in that too. Not even, I guess that wouldn't necessarily be related to, in terms of the general, direction of like. Action that the city of West Branch should take, but, yeah, I mean, obviously, there does need to be a component in obtaining CLG status where there's. Coordination with the like city council itself, we're still working on, getting into our meetings with them and discussing, but, that'll definitely be. Something that we try to tackle for sure.
You're a 2-semester project, right?
Yeah,
So you might want to wait till the second semester to meet with the city council.
yeah. All right, well, if that's all the questions. Oh, sorry.
I'm
Don't worry.
gonna, I don't know if you'll be around, but we have Christmas past, which I think it starts on the 5th.
mhm.
It's 2 nights. And it shows a lot of the town working together along with the Park Service.
Mhm.
Businesses are open into the evening.
Churches do
decoration.
stuff, yeah.
Yeah,
It's just a really cool event. If you guys
Yeah.
have time that weekend to come out and check it out.
Hot cocoa.
Yeah.
We do, so, for the comprehensive plan, they're kind of leading, is it 4 or 5 groups from our program for this, so we do have stuff planned, I think. to
Oh, okay.
visit during that time.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, there was some kind of, outreach.
I don't
Yeah,
know
we
what
did-
the plan is yet,
Yeah.
but there is a plan.
I say we did Fall Fest too, so I'm assuming.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, I'm assuming that would be included, because that was definitely, when we've talked to Jesse from Main Street, she
Mhm.
stressed to that both those events were like important ones to
Yeah.
check out and get
I'm
involved.
very excited for Christmas past.
Yeah, oh, it's
It
so
sounds like
cool.
it's gonna be
Yeah.
really fun. so,
Yeah, it's really neat.
Yeah.
All right.
All the wagon rides, I think, are already taken. so
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can't-
you can get on the free one. You just might have to wait in line.
Oh, I didn't, you're informing me of new stuff.
Yeah.
I'll be in line.
Yeah, there's horse-drawn carriages, you can roast hot dogs on old fire pits that they built.
Awesome, yeah.
They build these kind of cone-shaped brick fireplaces.
Oh, nice.
The donuts from the Boy Scouts make donuts over and over.
No, I'm definitely gonna be here now after, yeah, so.
Oh, are they? Okay.
And most places have treats.
Yeah, the churches all make something.
And on the occasion of being here, you can look around at historic photos on the walls.
Perfect. But yeah, seriously, thank you guys so much for letting us come in here and talk to you guys. Super excited to meet with you guys. Honestly, fairly long overdue since we're the ones who deal with the historic assets, and you guys are the historic preservation committee. So yeah, thank you again, Adam. Thank you for letting me set up and come here and give my spiel. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys for all your work that you're doing too. It helps us out a ton, so.
None of us bite, so feel free to contact us.
So yeah, I'm right here also.
When I find things in my house, I can let you guys look at my house. When I find things.
All right, we have anything else, Adam?
I do not have anything else.
Anybody else?
I don't
No,
Nothing? Oh, you do? Oh, yes. Okay, go ahead.
These are, we had our design meeting today.
Okay.
That's Main Street, my design. And enforcement of ordinance were brought up. And like, who does that if it's not in compliance? We have a few things here in town that don't comply, and then some new things, and then there was that issue of the painting on the sidewalk, which they talked to you, Adam,
Yes.
and you said there's nothing in the ordinances now that
Right. That protect like grounds or sidewalks or whatnot, so. It's an all, we'll put it this way, since art is considered free speech. It's like an all or nothing thing, so if you guys want, let's say, to go in the direction of not allowing. Somebody to paint the sidewalk. Main Street can't paint the sidewalk, like nobody can. Cause that would be regulating speech. And then where I have an issue is, right now, we have some ordinances in place that protect that. However, it's been allowed by the school to put paw prints on sidewalks and in the right of way and on the street, so. Until somebody tells me to tell the school to take those down. I'm not telling, this person to take the art down, because it has to be both ways, it can't be one or the other. But in terms of enforcing ordinance, it's me, but it's in line. I would just say, give me a list of what you have. And it'll just be in my line of work to get done. So. Does everybody know what he's talking about with the?
no,
Okay,
It's from, the White Pumpkin.
yeah,
Is these painted butterflies, like you have steps like they have
mhm,
from there down to her shop.
okay. So butterflies on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
Oh,
But, you know, in one way, yes, but does it fit in with that historic, nature of the district?
Butterflies have been around for a long time. Maybe sidewalk chalk has it, but butterflies, I don't know, as far as I'm concerned, somebody wants to do that, public right of way, and
That's the role of this commission to determine how strict to be on. Your historic
And-
preservation.
John, they're not supposed to have blinking lights,
that's true, that's.
and we do have some of that.
Okay, just,
And,
you know,
there's some structural things,
okay,
so I can talk to them. It was just brought up at our meeting.
What are the structural things, if you don't mind?
Well, like
saying?
John Proler has that railing there
okay,
that goes up to not the main steps. And if you push on it, it'll fall over. I'm afraid some kid's gonna get up there because they play after school.
Or somebody goes to use
Yeah.
steps and tumbles down up on them.
And the blinking lights were in the old bank building.
Yeah.
I don't even know what's all in there right now, who it's for. The approved signage for that building.
That's right.
And, I don't know how many of those people have moved in there yet. I know they had one person move out that had, tanning
Yeah,
and we're losing the, ladies' dress, clothing store.
okay,
Um. She's got something over by, Fin and Feather in Iowa City, but she's also down in, Hills, and she's built her own structure and she's selling out of there and online.
okay,
And then we lost the barber shop.
Yeah.
But he'd only do $75 haircuts, cause I went in there to ask him to just give me a haircut. No, I do all these fancy things, and they start at $75.
Yep.
you didn't want fancy things?
I don't have the hair for it.
don't want your beard trimmed,
It just seemed unrealistic. I don't think was a market for it here in Westbrook too. But he found out at least.
Yeah, you don't know till you try.
Yeah. I give everybody credit for trying right now, because these are trying times that open a business, I think.
Yeah.
alright,
That's all I have.
Anything else? Anybody else? Motion to adjourn?
Yes, I'll make that motion to adjourn.
Second it?
All in favor?
I.
All opposed? Adjourned.